The 1986 Gator Nationals from Gainesville, Florida. Speeds in excess of 265 miles an hour, covering the quarter-mile distance in less than 6 seconds. Drag racing from the NHRA. The awesome presentation that is the Top Fuel Dragster. The development of the modern-day Top Fuel Dragster can be traced to this spot, a garage in Tampa, Florida, the year 1956. Out of those humble beginnings came a car called Swamp Rat 1, the first dragster ever to run 170 miles an hour. Thus, the legend began. A little work over the winter, the same car and driver promptly became the first over 180 miles an hour. In 1970, an exploding transmission in an unlucky Swamp Rat number 13 resulted in serious injuries to the driver and a stay in the hospital that produced a concept for a new car that changed the face of Top Fuel racing forever. The new machine, number 14, now with the engine behind the driver, offering unparalleled visibility and safety, debuted at the 1971 NHRA Winter Nationals in Pomona, California. It went on to win that event. The scene now shifts to 1975 and Swamp Rat 22. After nearly 20 years in the sport, the driver car builder still collecting first, this time the first over 250 miles an hour. Today, it's little wonder they call this man, Don Garlits, Big Daddy. Hello, everybody. I'm Dave McClelland, and welcome to the 17th annual running of the NHRA Gator Nationals. Held at Gainesville Raceway, located in the north-central part of the state of Florida, this super-fast facility is considered the home track of Don Garlits. Thousands of his fellow Floridians have jammed into the sprawling pit area and the grandstand to see if Big Daddy can win his 4th Top Fuel Gator Nationals title. You can be sure that these thousands of fans are going to be cheering for Garlits to add to his already illustrious career. For more on that story, let's go to Steve Evans.
I couldn't agree more, Dave. In many ways, Don Garlits is drag racing. And it all began back in 1957 with this car, Swamp Rat 1. 37 Chevrolet frame rails, a Model A brake handle. Pretty crude by today's standards, even a little bit crude by 57 standards. But it was the first car to ever go 180 miles an hour. But here at the Gator Nationals this weekend, Don Garlits is debuting Swamp Rat 30. Already the press is calling it a streamliner, and in many ways it is. It's a conventional Top Fuel dragster with two distinct advantages. The front end, number one, and the most noticeable. Garlits says with that shape, he's going to punch a hole in the wind and drive right through it. And it's made possible by little bitty 13-inch front wheels that he had specially made, and they don't even have a tire on them. It's like a V-belt off an industrial air compressor with some liquid rubber painted on so it has enough traction to steer. And that whole nose piece only weighs 4 pounds, made out of carbon fiber. The other most noticeable aspect, obviously, is this, an enclosed canopy. Don says it's so quiet in there, it's almost eerie. Now, this is not his first experiment with streamlining. Back in about 1972, he had the famous Jocko streamliner. He only made one run at it himself, and it tried to fly at about 160. And he said, nah, let's get rid of this thing and worry more about making horsepower. Well, now they're making all the horsepower that they feel they can. If you're going to go 270, if you're going to go 280, this is what it's going to take. And after that long, long line of Swamp Rat automobiles, wife Pat took a look at this, and she said, only one thing we got to call it, rat under glass.
Don Garlits, at the age of 54, is attempting to win his 30th national event title with his 30th car in the series of dragsters that dates back 3 decades. In the first round of competition, Garlits raced another innovator, Dave Miller of Itasca, Illinois. Miller's car has a much shorter wheelbase than the more conventional race cars that make up the bulk of the field. Garlits, with the protection of the fully enclosed canopy over the driving compartment, has already used the new aerodynamics to set the track record at over 268 miles an hour during qualifying. At the flash of the green light, Garlits immediately moved out to a big lead as Miller got close to the guardrail. Garlits, with a great elapsed time, still far short of the coveted 270-mile-an-hour mark.
5:44. My goodness. Okay, everything feel good on the car down the racetrack?
Just it backfired. Dropped a valve, I guess, in the lights or something.
Okay, so Don Garlits has some work to do before round number 2.
Garlitz and his crew chief Herb Parks head back to the pit area to prepare the Swamp Rat for the second round. Another dramatic story developed in the first round. Three-time world champion Shirley Muldowney qualified number 11 and had to race the former National Football League star quarterback Dan Pastorini. Now